What if I told you the difference between the rich and the poor has nothing to do with money? It's not about how much you earn. It's not even about your education. It's about how you think, how you see the world, and how you make decisions every single day. And here's the hard truth. Most people are unknowingly programmed to stay broke. Your mindset is your greatest asset or your biggest liability. In this video, we're going to dismantle the invisible wall that separates wealth from struggle. By the end, you'll either be empowered or deeply uncomfortable. That's the point. Let's begin. Imagine two young men. Let's call them Jake and Ryan. Both 22, both living in the same neighborhood, both working minimum wage jobs. But 10 years later, Jake owns 3 businesses. Ryan still lives paycheck to paycheck. Why? Jake was broke, not broken. Ryan was broke and blind. Jake asked, "How can I turn $100 into $1,000? Ryan asked, "How can I make this $100 last until Friday?" One was building, the other was surviving. And no, Jake didn't have a rich uncle named Jeff Bezos. He just made a decision. The rich mindset focuses on opportunity. The poor mindset fixates on obstacles. If you're living in fear every day, afraid to invest, afraid to fail, afraid of what people will think, you're already choosing the poor path. Let me say something controversial. Comfort is the enemy of growth. The rich embrace discomfort. They understand that risk, rejection, and failure are prerequisites for success. The poor, they avoid pain like the plague. Example, a rich mindset sees a job loss as a chance to pivot. A poor mindset sees it as a death sentence. Unless you're getting fired from being a taste tester at Ben & Jerry's, then yeah, that's a tough one. The world tells you to chase security, but the truth, security is often just fear in disguise. What if the system was never designed to help you succeed in the first place? We'll get to that. Here's something you won't learn in school. The poor are entertained, the rich are educated. Jake spent his nights reading books on investing. Ryan, he watched Netflix. The crazy part? They both thought they were relaxing, but only one of them was planting seeds. Don't worry, I'm not here to take away your Netflix, just your excuses. Access to information is no longer the issue. It's the application that separates winners from wanderers. Every hour you spend scrolling mindlessly is time stolen from your future, and you'll never get it back. In the next section, I'll show you how the rich think about time and why your 24 hours are worth more than you realize. Here's a mind-blowing truth. Poor people trade time for money. Rich people trade money for time. If you're only thinking about how to make $20 an hour, you're in a trap. The rich ask, "How can I create something once that pays me forever?" Example, Ryan worked overtime every weekend. Jake built a digital product that sold while he slept. Ryan thought passive income was when he played Candy Crush on the clock. The rich mindset values systems over sweat. They buy back time, they delegate, they automate. You can always make more money, but once your time is gone, it's gone forever. Now that you see how mindset separates winners from worriers, we're diving deeper into the hidden systems that keep people poor, on purpose, because the truth gets darker from here. Stay with me. Let's face it, the game is rigged. Not in your favor, not in mine, and definitely not in Ryan's. From the moment you're born, you're handed a script. Go to school, get a job, work hard, retire at 65. The system that sells you that dream is the same one that profits when you fail. You're not behind because you're lazy. You're behind because you were lied to. The education system teaches compliance, not creativity. The media glorifies consumerism, not wealth building. If college taught us to become millionaires, the dorms would look like penthouses. Spoiler, they don't. Once you realize you've been playing someone else's game, the question becomes, how do you rewrite the rules? Here's a brutal truth. Poor people buy things. Rich people buy freedom. Example, Ryan financed a $40,000 car. Jake bought a $40,000 rental property. One gave him monthly bills. The other gave him monthly cash flow. Ryan's car had Bluetooth and leather seats. Jake's property had a tenant named Steve who paid his rent on time. Guess who smiled more? Wealthy people use money to make more money. The poor use money to impress people who don't even like them. Every time you choose appearance over assets, you're trading your future for a fleeting moment of validation. But if you think money is the real currency of the rich, you're wrong. The next one is even more powerful. The rich don't work harder, they work smarter. And their secret weapon? Leverage. Leverage means doing more with less. Less time, less effort, but higher output. Example, Jake hired a virtual assistant in the Philippines for $5 per hour to manage emails while he scaled his business. Ryan spent 2 hours a day inbox zeroing like a productivity ninja. Clearing your inbox doesn't make you rich. It just makes you organized and broke. You can leverage people, capital, systems, content, and yes, even your failures. If you're doing everything yourself, you're the bottleneck in your own success. But leverage means nothing without one critical skill, and without it, even millionaires can end up broke. Want to know why so many smart people stay poor? Because they never learn to manage their emotions. Jake lost $10,000 in a bad crypto trade and used the lesson to refine his investment strategy. Ryan lost $1,000 and swore off investing for life. Point. The rich don't fear losses. They fear stagnation. Poor people take things personally. Rich people take things strategically. If you treat every bad day like a Greek tragedy, your bank account's going to look like a Greek economy. EQ governs risk-taking, relationships, and recovery. It's the unsung hero of success. If you can't handle failure, you'll never taste success. Now that you understand the weapons of the wealthy, it's time to put them into action, is the transformation. And if you're not ready to change, you won't survive it. But if you are, your life will never be the same. Everything begins with how you see yourself. Before Jake changed his bank balance, he changed his beliefs. Rich people believe they're in control of their destiny. Poor people think life happens to them. If you still call yourself broke in your head, guess what? You will be. Your identity is the thermostat of your success. Jake stopped saying, "I can't afford it," and started asking, "How can I afford it?" And that single sentence flipped his entire world. Meanwhile, Ryan was still checking his horoscope to decide if he should apply for a second job. Scorpio season won't fix your bank account. Your mindset isn't just positive thinking, it's daily reprogramming. And once your identity evolves, the next move becomes clear. Wealth isn't an event, it's a habit compounded over time. Poor people chase dopamine, rich people chase dividends. Morning planning versus mindless scrolling. Investing before spending versus spending before budgeting. Reading 10 pages a day versus binge watching 10 hours a week. If your daily routine doesn't reflect your future, it's reinforcing your past. Want to know how to spot a future millionaire? Look at what they do between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. It's not snoozing their alarm 5 times. But habits are just the vehicle. The real destination is freedom. And that starts with one word: ownership. Poor people are consumers. Rich people are creators. Example: Jake built a personal brand, a digital product, and a content funnel. Ryan built a Spotify playlist called Sad Boy Hours. Every post you make, every product you sell, every audience you build, it compounds. You don't need a degree. You need execution. The world doesn't pay you for how much you know. It pays you for what you do with what you know. Ownership creates leverage. And when you own your time, income, and audience, you own your life. But the biggest shift of all isn't what you build, it's who you help along the way. True wealth isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in lives touched. Jake began mentoring 5 people and created 5 new income streams in the process. Ryan, still stuck in the same job, complaining about taxes. Poor people think impact is reserved for the rich. The rich know impact is what makes you rich. You're not here to just escape your 9 to 5. You're here to become the person who frees others from theirs. If you watched this far just to feel inspired, congratulations. You've just joined the 99%. But if you finish this video and take action, you're the 1%. The difference between rich and poor isn't just money. It's mindset, habits, decisions, and courage. You don't need permission to change your life. You just need to begin. This isn't the end of the video. It's the beginning of your transformation. So what are you going to do with it?